Hello everyone and happy Vlogmas Day 10. So let's catch up with some Advent fun, and then I'm going to put a little something extra fun in the jewelry box, which already has an Akoya pearl necklace in it from my previous vlog. So here is the David Yurman bracelet that I bought, and I feel like this is all so much beautiful packaging. If you guys remember, this came in this super luxe, very heavy box. So I will show you what this is, and I'm going to put it in the jewelry box to be fun for now, but it does come with its own packaging. If I can open it with one hand, here it is. So this is the green onyx bracelet from David Yurman. I have it on today because I got ready in a hurry. As always, I have way too many things to do, but in natural light, let me show you what it looks like. You would have seen me wear it in the first Vlogmas vlog, and what I love about it is that it's two-toned. So it's I believe it's the 4mm, and I just love how it looks compared to the skinnier one that was the original from David Yurman. I just think it makes more of a statement. It's really comfortable on because it's not round like a bangle, so it doesn't move around as much, and you can fit it to your wrist as well because it's flexible. So I felt like it would be a prize that would work for a lot of people, right, BB? Yeah. So here it is. I hope you can see it well, but I'm sure you'll see me wear mine again throughout Vlogmas because I have both the green onyx and the red one, and I'm so happy with them. So I think it's a perfect thing to stack up with other bracelets that you have and like as well. And I saw someone comment concerned that the box doesn't stay open. It does. I just don't have that many clean flat surfaces because I Lysol this table all the time because the cats are always on it when they're not supposed to be. So this is a clean surface, but it's not a flat surface. This table was super broken during the move, so that's why you've seen the lid just kind of come down automatically, and I kind of can't prevent that, so I thought I would give you a little PSA on that. It's a beautiful, super well-made jewelry box. It's a table that's a problem. So in first drawer we have our Akoya pearl from my own line, looking very pretty, if I may say so myself, and actually you get to see it with a bit of natural light. That's, you know, quite ephemeral, but we'll take advantage of it while we have it in the first drawer. So in the second drawer, it's not going to fit. In the third drawer, I think it will fit, so we will put it at the back here because this is a travel case that you can take with you, which I absolutely love, so I won't move that. So I'll put its little pouch underneath to kind of, I don't know, make it look extra fancy. And then here is the bracelet that is going to be part of this giveaway, which will be random, so keep watching Vlogmas so that when it is the vlog where I do the giveaway that you will enter, you can be entered to win this whole wonderful super luxe gift. So I'm sure you can imagine I'm not going to be tacky and talk about cost, but it's quite a high value prize compared to some of the others that I've done in previous years of Vlogmas. So I'm going to save this box for you, but keep adding to the wolf jewelry box, which is so gorgeous. This works, or am I gonna break my knife like I did on the first day of Vlogmas with my chopstick? Iris Rebelle. Okay, so something more floral. So that's day number 6. Okay, we're full on like random now. Ooh, what was on my birthday? What? Oh my gosh, you guys, what a cheat. I kind of want to write to them to complain. I think it's just, is that for real? It's just a sticker? Is this even a sticker? Yeah, I think it is. Does it smell like anything? No? Oh my god, I feel so cheated. Why? Why do they hate me so much? Why? I'm being silly, but really, I mean, given the cost of this advent calendar, which is high, I have high expectations that I think are pretty well deserved. Okay, well, anyone who had their birthday on December 8th would have been very happy see because this is like a larger, you know, more proper fragrance size rather than these little guys. And it's Orange Sanguine, which I think is one of their most popular scents. So I'm excited to have that. This will be good, you know, to save for traveling someday, you know, in 2022. Day number 86. Let's see if I can pick out a few more. I might not do them all to sort of save some smelling because there's only so much you can smell without coffee beans, which I don't have. Grand Neroli is the next one. I'll do one more. Let's do day number 9. It's another sort of small little door. Right. So we have Bergamote Soleil. Okay, so something with bergamot. Should almost have like a tea kind of vibe to it. Oh, I love it. Oh, it's so good. It's like a grapefruit tea. Oh, wow. Okay, okay, you're redeeming yourself, Atelier Cologne. We can forgive you. Grand Neroli, I feel like I am not gonna love because neroli isn't my favorite note. I'm gonna stink after this, but thankfully none of you guys need to smell me, so, you know, it's worth it. I actually like it more than I thought I would. It smells kind of like geranium flowers. You know how they have that, like, quite particular smell? Cèdre enivrant. Okay, I usually like woodsy things. And I don't like this one. It smells really musty. Maybe the dry down is better though. I'm gonna save this one. I feel like I know what it smells like. It's like a very like luxurious orange and it's a nice size for like a couple of days. And Iris Rebelle, so this one should be more floral, but we'll see. So far I've been pretty wrong in my guesses. Oh my gosh, how odd. I've heard people have these reactions before to scents where they feel like it smells like something totally synthetic that has nothing to do with the description. It smells a little bit like Play-Doh, you know? But it's not a bad smell. It smells kind of good to me. Okay. This is not a tough choice at all for me, but obviously scents are super, super personal. So, you know, everyone has very different takes on, first of all, what smells good and also even on like what something actually smells like. So Bergamote Soleil is by far my favorite of the whole thing. I like this so much that I'm probably going to finish this and see if I like it enough to get the full size. I think it would be just right. Like it's got a crispness to it that would be nice for like early spring or something, but it's not super summery. This hand smells much better. My left hand smells much better than my right. So with that sort of unevenness, I'm gonna move on with my day and get the previous chunk of Vlogmas uploaded. So Vlogmas part 2 essentially. And if you guys are sad that I'm not uploading every day, I honestly look back at the years of my life that I stayed up until 2 o'clock in the morning in December. When I was sort of able to do that just with my work schedule and not having a business yet, where I was doing Christmas orders all through December on wheels to try and hopefully get everything to people in time for the holidays. And I don't even know how I did it back then when I had more time. Now that I have less time, I honestly don't think that it would be physically possible. So it truly is a situation where like I apologize if I'm disappointing with Vlogmas. I truly apologize because I feel like Vlogmas is boring this year, but life is boring this year, so there's only so many apologies you can really make about 2020 being 2020 because we are all internationally in the same miserable boat. But in terms of Vlogmas being a disappointment, I am sorry, but quite honestly, the other option would just be not to do it at all. So you can always space it out when you watch it. If you want a vlog a day, you can just space out how you watch my vlog. That's one option. And then there are so many people on YouTube who do Vlogmas as well. If you want to watch somebody's Vlogmas every day, there are loads of wonderful YouTubers who are doing it too and have kept the tradition alive. And I do want to be a part of that, which is why I still do it. I feel like For me, it preserves a lot of my memories over the years, and it always makes it super festive for me, makes me feel super festive to share that content with you guys, and makes me feel connected to you in a different way, because I feel like a lot of you comment who don't normally comment, and I hear so many festive, wonderful, kind messages that makes me want to continue doing it. But I do need to find a way that makes life feasible as well during Vlogmas. So I hope you understand, and I appreciate you sticking around, because I know that so many of you have been here for, let's say, like more than a couple of Vlogmases. I'm 32 now, and I have been vlogging since before I was in my mid-20s. Isn't that insane? It's pretty crazy. It's gonna be 10 years soon. I feel like neither of you look all that comfortable, but you're always pretty much yin and yang cuddling. Cat cuddle positions are sometimes bemusing to me. Right, Sammy? Only you know what makes sense. They're so cute though. Hello everyone, long time no vlog. I apologize for not vlogging much this weekend. I have just been so consumed by this car shopping journey. So every spare moment of time, which isn't a lot given my schedule right now, has been totally taken up with car shopping, car browsing, going on test drives. And I'll have a little rant with you, as long as you can forgive me for sounding, I guess, maybe a bit entitled in it. I'm well aware how like first world problems it is to talk about shopping for a luxury SUV, which is what I'm looking for, and the trials and tribulations of that. So it's going to be extremely, you know, like bougie problems, but why not let you know my thoughts, because you guys seem quite curious about my car shopping journey, and I'm more than happy to share that with you. And as time goes on and I get closer to buying one of them, I will take you along. But because these are initial visits to the dealership where, you know, I'm trying to potentially negotiate something, I don't want to be bringing a camera into that. By the way, look at my birthday flowers. They are going strong. Been a while that I've been 32 now, and they are still quite beautiful. Anyway, before I have my proper car buying rant, I am going to have a cup of tea. And before I do that, I want to thank you all for your feedback on my vlogging camera. I have now sent back the body, and I'm going to shortly be sending back the lenses for the Olympus. It just was not the right fit for me at all. I think for a camera enthusiast, especially someone looking to take more photos rather than film, it would be a really good choice. But as a vlogging camera, it just did not work for me. I feel like the white balance on this camera is much better. Things are always going to be a little bit yellowy just because that's the nature of the lighting in my apartment, but in terms of the wide angle, the ease of use for me with the flip up viewfinder, it's just hands down, I guess I'm just a Canon girl. So if any of you are looking to get into vlogging and to just have a quick, you know, like easy to pick up camera for various things other than vlogging as well, I can't recommend the Canon G7X enough. It just occurred to me that this is actually my third. And that's over a 10-year period, so that's actually a reasonable amount of cameras. I expect this one to last for several years. The new version, so the Mark II, is extremely well made. It's very light, and I feel like it just is so simple to use compared with other cameras that I've tried. I really can't recommend it enough. So that's my 2 cents on cameras and where I'm at with that. But thank you for letting me know your thoughts. That's actually super helpful. So here's the tea advent calendar. We're way behind on everything. Coffee will be caught up with tomorrow. But for now, I really feel like a cup of tea to chat to you with and then get some work done with. You know, today's Sunday scaries. I want to get ahead of the week. So did I just never open the 4th? Peachy Keen. Maybe I just didn't want to drink this one. Herbal tea with rosehip, lemon, lemongrass. Oh, I think this was the lemongrass one. Yeah, no, let's skip. I'm just going to put that back. I don't really want that. The 5th. Oh, that was the other lemongrass one. I don't feel like lemongrass. Although I am making a stir fry for dinner, so maybe I should have a second cup of tea with dinner. that is going to have that flavor. That would actually make some sense. What's in the 7th? Ghostly green. Okay, now we're talking. Organic green tea, organic cinnamon pieces, organic ginger, peppermint. Okay, so this is like a flavored green tea. All right, we have one contender. This is a decent contender. Let's see. Superstar anise. Oh, this is going to be a licorice tea. Never mind, skip that. Isn't this so traditional for Vlogmas, hearing me complain about tea? Green tea with cinnamon, ginger, cardamom, cloves, nutmeg, and pepper. Okay, this sounds good. It sounds spicy. It does not sound sweet. I don't know why it's spooky. Is this maybe one of their Halloween flavors? Let's do it. Spooky spice. All right, taste test time. Very hot, of course. I like it. Honestly, I'm very happy with this English tea shop advent calendar. None of the teas have completely like blown my world. I feel more like that about the Nespresso calendar. Like that's probably my top buy overall, but for a tea calendar, it's very good. It's what I would want it to be, you know, comforting, nothing too crazy. Okay, so I put you guys up on a tripod. You know you're in for a serious chat when I do that. Like I said, please take all of this with a grain of salt. I'm well aware of how fortunate I am to be bringing some purchasing power to these dealerships and be able to, within reason, afford the car that I want. And it's something I've been saving up for quietly for quite a long time. For many years, I didn't want a car, I used public transport or walked everywhere, and at 32 I feel like the time has now come for me to have a car, and living in the US I do feel like it's more useful and necessary than it ever was for me in Vancouver. I kind of understand more why people would think that it was odd that I didn't own a car in Vancouver who are probably living in the US. People drive everywhere here, but downtown Vancouver is extremely compact. You can walk from one side to another very quickly, and then there's very good public transport to get everywhere, and parking is not the easiest or the best, so it's something that always worked for me. And same thing when I lived in Europe as well. I never owned or even remotely felt the need to have a car there. So yes, I decided essentially kind of for my birthday, but also because there's a lot of deals towards the end of the year. Also, a lot of dealerships had limited supply delivered due to COVID and are now looking to get rid of that supply. The plus from that is that some of them, but not all of them, have really good deals going on, really good deals on financing if that's what you're looking for in general. Because of that, it also means though that it's actually pretty hard to find certain color combinations or models because so many of the factories were shut down for a long time. So that's kind of what's played into the difficulty of this, of finding what I like. But also I realized, and I'm hoping this will be amusing, that's why I'm telling you this, because I don't know, I feel like a lot of you are very kindred spirits style wise. Not necessarily though, you might completely disagree with my take on what kind of cars I like. I think it's a very much like what you like kind of world, like handbags. But I'm hoping that you will kind of feel my pain a little bit with the fact that apparently I have exotic taste when it comes to buying SUVs, and I'm extremely picky. I never really even realized how picky I was until I started going to these dealerships, and they just do not know what to do with me. And the funny part of it is I thought that I would walk in and they would try and sell me hard, right, on cars. Like, isn't that what you see in movies, that you go to dealerships, this is my stereotype at least, and they just do not want to let you leave until you've bought something, or if you give them your phone number, like they just are calling you like day and night. And I did actually have that experience years ago with a Jeep. I don't know why he was so aggressive, because I was pretty young back then. I was in my mid-20s and the Jeep Cherokee had just come out, and it was kind of, I don't know what I perceived of as a cool car, so I went to test drive it, and he called my mom's house for 3 years after. So I didn't just make that up. I had to reassure myself for a second. I did not make that up. That was a thing at some point, and maybe it still is for certain less difficult customers, they'll chase after you. But I think because they've identified that I'm so picky with the interior of the car and color and style, I'm essentially having to call them, which is hilarious, to ask them if they found the certain kind of combinations that I want after I went in for a visit. So the whole thing has been very time consuming. And also, aside from my disappointments with the dealerships and their kind of level of service and push to get things done, I also have changed my mind about what I thought I wanted. So here's my story. In 2014, I had already test driven the Jeep Cherokee and I liked it, but I wasn't like in love with it. I know several people who are absolutely in love with their Lexus cars and have always kind of been around Lexus and really have had very good experience with it being a more expensive car when you buy it, but just having such a good reliability and very low cost to maintain it, and just being able to keep them forever, which is very much, you guys have seen my handbag collection videos probably at some point if you watch my channel. You know I keep stuff forever, so I will spend more to be able to keep something for longer. I never really am that person with the newest model of everything. I keep my iPhones for multiple years and only really trade them in when something like the camera has gotten like way better. Same thing with cameras. That's just my shopping pattern. I like luxury stuff, but if I'm going to pay the money for it, then I want to be able to keep it long term. So that's what I'm approaching this car journey with. I'm willing to pay more money, get something that's even more luxurious and what I necessarily need, with the idea that I'm just going to want to keep it for a long time and have it be really reliable. So that's what I'm coming to the table with, but I'm also super picky as to how it looks and how it feels and how it drives and all of those things. Even though I don't know that much about cars, I found myself even unexpectedly being picky about how the brake feels or how it turns or how much horsepower it has versus like how loud it is. All of those different things are pretty like sudden for me to care about. I didn't really know that I would care that much. So back in 2014, I thought I would need a car for a job offer that I had that wasn't in downtown Vancouver. So I went to the Lexus dealership and they were actually really great and really friendly, great service, followed up with me the appropriate amount, and I test drove, I think, both a new and pre-owned certified couple of years old car. So it would have been what, like a 2012 or 2013 Lexus, the RX 350, of course, or not necessarily of course for me, it was always the one that I've been looking at. I mean, it's changed a lot style-wise since then, so going into this car buying journey, I thought I would still want that, but actually I don't like it as much anymore, and it's just my personal taste. But the 2020 2021 version, even the 2018 2019 certified pre-owned ones that they have here, like Lexus of Bellevue, yeah, but they're really good cars, so I was still considering it very seriously. It does drive beautifully, super quiet, super comfy. But the styling on it, especially the exterior styling, you guys know how classic I am. I full on get called granny all the time for my taste in fashion and things and style and home decor, and I don't even consider that to be an insult. My taste is very classic, and I just think that the Lexus has gone more futuristic with all of its styling, and I just don't like that as much. Now watch me then end up buying the Lexus. I'm still considering it. It's just that I went and test drove the certified pre-owned ones, and I just didn't love them. Gosh, the guy at Lexus talked forever. I think I was there for over 2 hours. He talked a lot. So the whole thing took a long time. He was nice and trying to be helpful and everything, but wow, yeah, it took a long time. They're longer than any other dealership I've been to. And I just didn't fall in love with it. And I think a couple of you, at least one or two of you, have commented that cars like, I don't know, various other loves in your life are like, if you know, you know, right? And I didn't have that feeling with the Lexus personally. Anyway, obviously with everything, you know, it is what you like, you should get what you like, and I love the fact that there's so much selection out there nowadays. There is like a car for every single, you know, taste bud out there. If you want to drive a car that looks like a box, you can totally do that. Somebody makes that. So when I come to it is I want an SUV. I like hiking. I think it makes a lot of sense in the Pacific Northwest. And also I found that even my tastes tend towards larger cars, because I 100% am happy to own up to the fact that I have Napoleonic complex in cars. I like to be high up. I like the feel of like just that space around me in the SUV. I like being a little higher compared to other cars. It's just what I like. So that's 100% what I'm getting. There's, I think, very little doubt in my mind about that. After Lexus, I went to Jaguar because they have the new F-Pace from 2017, and it's the most beautiful car. I went to UPS to return the Olympus camera, and there was a Jaguar F-Pace that I saw after I had test driven it, and it again reminded me of why I wanted to test drive it in the first place. It is such a beautiful car. Wow, it's such a stunner. It's a head turner. Like, it's a supermodel. It's such a gorgeous car. And it was in a dark green, which Jaguar does so well. And then here's the thing. This is where I'll bring this in. I am obsessed. Full on. Crazy level obsessed. I must have a beige interior. I would consider a light gray. I thought I would consider cognac, but it's turned out to be way too pumpkin, and every single one that I've test driven, it's too much of like a warm cognac. Why don't they make cars with leather seats that look like this from my article sofa? None of them look like this. They all look like the color of a pumpkin, but they say that it's like cognac or tan or whatever. They're lying. I absolutely love the styling for the F-Pace. Unfortunately, it didn't drive as quietly and comfortably as I hoped it would. It's still a car that I'm thinking of, but I also, at Jaguar, like with everywhere else, they just do not have the colors that I want. They only have black interiors, usually white, silver, or black, so it's black on black, which I don't like. Car as a whole. And again, I'm well aware this isn't most people. In fact, I've been told at several of the dealerships that I might be the only person in Washington who wants a beige interior. So if I'm in the minority here, that's my life. I'm used to that now. Every single place I've gone to has told me that. I don't know if it's like a worry about getting them dirty kind of thing or a style thing. I honestly, I don't care. I must have a beige interior. I'm obsessed. I will not compromise on that. So you will see me at some point. Hopefully it's during Vlogmas. I think that would be fun if I manage to find something I like. And I can take you guys on like my drive home with my car or something like that. But I will have my beige car interior. I will. It's like a mind over matter kind of thing. And I feel like they've tried to dissuade me from wanting that, but it will not happen. So Jaguar didn't have that. So I think I'm very unlikely to end up with the Jaguar F-Pace. I didn't love driving it as much as I thought I would. And I guess I kind of lost like such a prime customer. Not prime as in I think I'm so special, but prime as in I would be kind of their target market, because Jaguar, I think it's a kind of car where it's kind of a little bit emotional for someone to get that car. There are just so many other luxury options. And I grew up with my mom driving a vintage Jaguar. So it would have been like such a, I don't know, like obvious emotional decision for me to make to get that car. And with styling, I feel like I'm the kind of person that, you know, I like luxury styling kind of person that they would gear that towards. But I don't know, I didn't love it as much as I thought I would. The navigation camera is a little bit small. The visibility out of the back isn't great, especially if you compare it with the Lexus or when I'm going to come to the Audis. So my heating is noisy, apologies. I swear I'm almost done. So I went to test drive the Jaguar. I went to check out the Teslas. They were overtaken. You would think that they are free or something. They were so busy in that store. So I didn't test drive it, but I did check it out. I don't think I'm ready for a Tesla. I don't know. I think it's a little bit too like tech forward for me at this moment in time. If I had to make a guess as to like what will happen, and you know what they say about people who plan, right? But if I had to plan, I would say I'm going to get just a traditional SUV for this time around, keep it for hopefully quite a few years, and have it be a good experience, and then switch to an electric car after that. And there will just be a bit more options, and things might be a little bit lower in price for that as well by the time I get there. That's my plan. So that's kind of what I thought about the Tesla. I wasn't ever really that serious about it, but I wanted to check it out. It is a beautiful car. So post Tesla, I took a break, very, very much needed, to do some more research. And decided to widen the net a little bit and consider 3 more SUVs. So I decided to consider the Volvo, which has beautiful styling. So I kind of went into it with a judgy mindset about the Volvo, but actually that's something that I'm considering now. It's a very beautiful car. I went and drove the Alfa Romeo, the Stelvio, which wasn't as expensive compared to everything else, kind of the same price as I thought it would be, and I really liked it. Also probably not going to happen though, because I don't think that they can find a 2020 or 2021 with my color combination, which is essentially going to be a jewel tone on the outside, navy, black, dark gray. They have a beautiful dark green. Colors like that are what I like. I'm actually a little bit more flexible on the exterior color though, and then the interior must be beige, and for them that's what they call the Lusso, I think, package. So they have a sport package and then the Lusso package, and the Lusso package comes in beige with beautiful wood trim, and it does look gorgeous with navy. But guess what, it's radio silence from the Alfa Romeo dealership, because I don't think that they can find one for me. So I've like fallen to the bottom of their list as being, you know, unreasonably demanding about color. So that's where I'm at with the Alfa, but I loved driving it. It was very peppy in a good way. Very easy to drive, decent visibility, not the best, but decent, definitely better than the Jaguar. Parked really easily. Yeah, it was a nice drive. I really liked it. It wasn't as luxe if you just test drive a black one, like the black interior, which is what they gave me. It wasn't as luxe as you maybe would expect, given, you know, the race car Alfa Romeo Italian curvy approach to design that they have. It was definitely a little bit more simple, but I appreciate that as well. After that, I went to Audi, and they did knock my socks off with the experience of Audi, which I feel like is very comparable to Lexus in terms of the interior of the car. And it's so funny because people are either, you know, Team Lexus with the Toyota engine being so reliable and all those good things, or like, you know, Team German car with the Audi. People love their Audis just like people love their VWs as well. And I think for that reason, I was surprised that Audi really is doing nothing in terms of special pricing, like very little. They don't want to budge on anything for price, like you basically like pay or go. They also are apparently only ordering black leather inside cars, like in interior cars, for until February. They're not ordering anything in beige. And they're like, that's what people in Washington want. And I'm sorry, I was like, I'm sorry, I'm an alien, but I'm also very stubborn, so that's not going to change. But other than that, I test drove the Q3 and the Q5, and I loved both of them. They're both so comfortable, really like nice responsive car. I like the navigation system. It had Apple CarPlay, which is a good thing. What else did I like? I liked all the details about it. When you open the door on the newer ones, it shines the Audi logo onto the ground, which is super subtle and not too, you know, like logo heavy, but like subtle luxury. So I think I like their approach to design and everything else. But I'm very unimpressed with their they're not, everyone else is doing something, 0% financing, cashback something. around the holidays. They all have like celebration of December to remember, all these like catchphrases that basically mean that they're gonna give you a deal because it's the end of the year and they want to get rid of their 2020. Nonetheless, I still really liked it, so I'm kind of looking around and seeing what they have, considering a certified pre-owned one maybe. We'll see. I'm still not sure whether I want the Q3 or the Q5 either. So that is where I'm at with cars. I think my front runners are Audi or the Alfa, or like still considering other options, some kind of third mystery car, like maybe the Volvo, that will end up working out for me. But apparently there's a whole new level of picky shopping opportunities that I had never discovered until now. I haven't taste tested anything, so I will take a first bite. So I basically cut up some chicken thighs, I think three of them, dipped them in just the slightest amount of flour, very light coating, fried them up in some olive oil. Then I added cherry tomatoes, white wine, cream, and a little bit of cream cheese, which is one of my favorite things to do, to add just a little bit of tang and get like a creamy taste and texture. And then I boiled some pasta with some broccolini because that was at the bottom of the fridge. I think I mentioned earlier I was thinking of making a stir fry, but of course, instead I felt like Italian food. It's so good. Really simple flavors, but using cherry tomatoes always gives a really bright, beautiful, simple flavor. And I really like these little like pan sauces. They don't take a long time to cook, and like, you know, a proper bolognese or any kind of ragu. And it's just a nice treat on a Sunday night. Good morning and Merry Christmas from my enormous bunting. How crazy is this? I ordered this from Macy's during their Black Friday sale, and I did not think it was going to be this big. Now, you guys know I'm in for some tacky Christmas decor. I love anything like that. And this is actually nice quality too. It's all felt. It looks quite nicely made. The kind of thing that would last a while, not the kind of bunting that you throw away after one use. But it's so big. I thought each square would be, I don't know, maybe half the size or something like that. It doesn't really fit properly on any of my walls without like decorated spaces. So this was kind of my only option without having to take down any of these photos or that plate, because otherwise it just doesn't fit. So I think this is the way my apartment is gonna look. I don't think actually be here on Christmas. I'll be at my mom's. So this is really just for fun, which is also why I do not have a tree. So yes, time for some coffee. It's still dark out, so that will help to wake me up. But this, oh my gosh, it's so red. When I woke up, I'd forgotten I'd put it up late last night at like midnight after sending out a lot of orders. I'm almost done. But I woke up to it this morning and it's just so Christmassy, right, BB? Yeah, I know, she's confused too. Yes, I know. What's behind the door of day number 11 for ooh, it's a large this is a large coffee suggestion. What is this? Ooh, vanilla custard pie. Don't mind if I do. Let's see what's behind day number 12. We will make a choice between those two. Day number 12. Is it the same? No. Yes? No. Okay, good. Caramel cookie it is, I think. Let's do that. It sounds quite festive. The vanilla one I think is not a limited edition, and I believe that this one is, but do not quote me on it. Put a little makeup on, feel a lot more awake. A little sparkle coming from my gemstone briolette earrings. These are the topaz. This was the first color that I chose for the line, and it was a no-brainer because I wear this Lisa Eldridge ring almost every day. I have another family ring that I wear sometimes. It's a little bit smaller for, you know, if I just want to feel like I've got nothing on. But color-wise, the topaz, I have 3 of them. I've got the citron, the dark blue one, whose stone I cannot remember because I am half asleep, and the topaz, and definitely the topaz is my favorite. This coffee is okay. I just feel like things that taste like caramel taste weird if they're not sweet. It's a sort of bias of mine. And sometimes those artificial flavors have a little bit of like a, kind of like an alcohol kind of taste to them. I feel like if you added a bunch of maple syrup and whipped cream to that though, it would be amazing. It's just not the way I took it today. So I'm gonna have a productive day, and then Merry Christmas, by the way, in case you didn't already know. I will catch up with you guys a little bit later. This is like an early Christmas. We're all up early. My mom and lady are behind the camera. I mounted this camera on a pile of Gorilla pasta boxes, so hopefully you guys don't fall off, but if you do, you'll know you're in a pile of pasta. This box contains a very special treat that I ordered a little while ago, and big thanks go to Jerome for suggesting that this would be the perfect bag for me. If you've watched my briefcase reveal video, then you'll know what I'm talking about, but otherwise, let us have it be a surprise. I'm quite excited to see this. I stalked the Real website for quite a while to find one that I liked that wasn't just a plain black. Obviously, you guys know I've worn too many of those, so it's got a little something special about it, and it's supposed to be in very good condition, which is kind of what I tend to buy on the Real, and I think is a good decision given that I'm going to put my MacBook Pro laptop in this, so it's not going to be babied very much at all for, you know, how expensive it would be to get a brand new one. So here it is. YSL or Saint Laurent never really has very fancy packaging, unfortunately. That's one of my very few disappointments with them. It just always comes with a dust bag at best, and that's about it. Even if you get it from the store, they don't tend to give you, you know, a lot of bells and whistles. So here is the Real dust bag, and here is the bag. It's the sac de jour, and it is gorgeous. What do you think, Mom?
Yeah, it's very pretty. I like the croc.
Yeah, I like the croc too. It might not be for everyone. It's pretty classic, but I love that it has a huge strap. Gosh, they really padded it out a lot. So let me take some of that off so that you can see it properly. But I love the subtle branding. It's gotten a little slouchy because it's not a brand new bag, but there's no corner wear, which is something that I really look for with the you know, glazing on the sides. And we'll see the inside is very clean. No smell, nothing weird like that. I love how roomy it is, and the divider. I've actually never seen this large version in person. Around Vancouver, I used to see a lot of the, I think they have a nano size and a small. They're very cute, kind of baby briefcase style bags. I think YSL does a lot of that, kind of like with the collège. It's meant to look like a baby briefcase, but this one's not such a baby. It's more of like a giant, which is exactly what I need for all of my stuff. Gently cut this off so you can take a look at the handles together. There we go. And I know some of you guys are going to ask where I am. I'm at my mom's place, but my online family mom was asking if you were here permanently. The answer is for now, unfortunately not.
For now, yes.
Yeah, you still have your home in Hawaii, but it's so nice to be reunited for the holidays and be able to have some space for that. I'm going to bring over the kitties for Christmas, and we're gonna spend Christmas here, and it's just obviously a lot more comfortable and spacious than my city apartment. So here is the bag. I really like it. What do you think, Mom? Oh,
yes,
one more tag.
Nice.
Should I cut off the no returns tag? I feel like we've gotten
What do you
past.
want to try with the laptop?
Yeah, can you hand it to me?
Yeah.
Thanks. That's a good idea. We'll see how it fits.
Well, that's the thing, right? Just in
It's
case.
supposed to be a perfect fit. Do you like my little tree sticker? Put it in the back. I guess you could actually go on either side. Oh yeah, see?
Okay, yeah.
It's so roomy.
Yeah.
That's really
That's
nice.
good. Yeah, yeah.
You can actually, I think, potentially fit a lot more than in the, what's it called, museum briefcase that I have also from Saint Laurent. But I don't want to go crazy with it either, because that's going to damage the handles and the leather and create, you know, even more slouch potentially than what it has, which I would consider to be about the right amount of slouch. And these can be tightened as well for a more gathered effect on the sides. I really like how substantial this feels. You know, it doesn't feel like one of those little skinny handles that's going to be problematic. This looks really well anchored so that you can actually, you know, sling it over your shoulder if you want to, or just do a crook of your arm, which is what I do most of the time. So should I do the official cutting of the
Well,
ribbon?
it's up to you. I think it's really nice, but
This is now an Elle Florence bag. Very
join
nice
the
treat.
collection.
Yeah, exactly. Welcome to the family, the online handbag family. All right. Well, there's my little birthday belated unboxing, and I will catch you guys later. Taking a break for dinner, and I thought I would give you some dinner inspo. This is kind of meant to be reminiscent of some of the flavors of Nobu and just things I miss in Vancouver from all the wonderful kind of fusion food that you can get there. So I got these noodles, which I have high hopes for that they will be really tasty. They're stir-fry noodles. And then I have a lot of beautiful mushrooms, which I think you really need for this dish. So I got these beautiful big king mushrooms, which are actually from Canada. These maitake mushrooms, green onions, miso, ginger, and then, you know, the usual stir-fry sauce ingredients. I'm going to use some oyster sauce, soy sauce, a little bit of sesame oil, and then some butter, because the combination, non-traditional as it may be, of miso and butter is so delicious. So this is going to be a very simple but hopefully satisfying dinner. I have my wok out ready to go, and I will let you know how it turns out. I've never really made anything like this before. I've made miso butter fish before, but not a stir fry. So I don't know. It'll be an adventure. We'll see how it goes. Don't those mushrooms look so good? I'm so excited for this dinner. I decided to loosen up the noodles a little bit because they came out of the package just like a cake. So I also made the last minute decision of adding some Szechuan peppercorns. I've already added some, but why not have a little more? And then now I'm going to add about a tablespoon of the miso, about a tablespoon of butter, and then add the noodles and finish with green onions. Taste test. Here is the finished result. I think it looks pretty good, but I haven't tasted it at all for seasoning, which is extremely unwise, but also kind of funner for the vlog. I'm going to taste a piece of mushroom, and I love that they're chunky and there's loads of them. You know, when you order something in a restaurant, usually they don't give you a lot of mushrooms. Hot. It's so good. There's something about combining miso and butter that's really magical. Oh yeah, I wish, so what I'm really missing here is some dark soy sauce, because the noodles look bland, like they still look kind of like they're not properly seasoned, but they actually are. They're delicious with the Szechuan peppercorns. Those really flavor the butter and the oil. I used a little bit of avocado oil to get started with. And they're delicious. Wow. You guys should try this. This is actually so good and so simple. It took me hardly any time at all. Not very many ingredients. Definitely splurge on the mushrooms. I feel like this is a really good dish to showcase really delicious local mushrooms, and be smarter than I am and get some dark soy sauce, and then you will have a professional style result.